Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Dun, dun, dun. All right, Erin Lay here. I'm a global leading life coach and business strategist. Been doing this for over 30 years. Absolutely love it. And today, for this week, I am bringing to you gratitude and my notes. So I love this is one of my favorite topics because everything begins and ends with gratitude. Clients that I've had around the world have everybody understands the language of gratitude, right? And that feeling that you have when you're grateful and the feeling that somebody else has when you're grateful for that person. It makes them feel really good. So we're going to get into the role of gratitude in creating abundance. Okay. So gratitude isn't just a nice feeling, it's the frequency that unlocks abundance. And the first talking point is gratitude shifts your frequency instantly, like that. And it does. You could be having a bad moment, a bad day, a bad couple of months, but the minute you start focusing on gratitude, everything shifts. Everything in your world shifts because when your energy shifts, everything changes. All right. So you can't be grateful and fearful at the same time. This is part of the first talking point. You can't, just like you can't be in fear and in faith at the same time. You can't be in worry or anything negative, any kind of fear and in gratitude at the same time. So, and gratitude puts you in the vibration of receiving more. When you're grateful for what you have, even if you feel like it's just a little, even if you feel like right now it's not enough, when you can get grateful for what you do have and look at it and see it as enough, enough for the day, enough for the moment, being present, like right here, right now, and just saying to yourself, I have enough. I am safe. I'm grateful for what I have, then more will come. And when we're not grateful for what we have, even the slightest little bit of what we have, when we're not grateful, it pinches us off, from other things coming to us and the people, places, and things, the opportunities. We pinch ourselves off from all of it when we're not grateful for what we have right now. And things might come to you, but there's so much more that wants to come to you. But if you're not quite grateful for what you have now, then why is more going to show up? Right. So gratitude puts you in the vibration of receiving more, and what you appreciate expands. So when you do start getting grateful for the car that's in the garage or in the driveway, and even though, let's say you want a different car, a better car, when you're grateful for the one that's already there and you give thanks for the car, it gets you from point A to point B, and you're just really, really grateful that you have that car, then you will be able to receive more. More will come to you and the opportunities will show up like a fire hose that will help you get to that North Star of what it is that you'd like to achieve. And if a new car is on that list of things that you'd like to achieve, part of your abundance that you'd like to make happen, that you'd like to manifest and create, then that will start with being grateful for what you already have. Okay. Talking point number two. Gratitude rewires the brain. I love this topic because when I was a kid, we were basically taught that you have a certain amount of brain cells. And if you fried those brain cells at any point in your life, then that was it. You only have whatever is remaining from the amount of brain cells that you were born with. When I got older and then, neuroscience came to be a thing and they started to realize that, wait a second, like that we can rewire our brain, our mind, reprogram subconscious mind and everything else. But literally rewiring the brain, science started to explode in the most amazing ways, and it just opens up the doors and the avenues for healthcare and wellness in every way, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. Neuroscience shows gratitude increases dopamine and serotonin. So when you're grateful, right? Think about it. The energy that you feel is so good. It's so good as opposed to being ungrateful or not satisfied. When you're grateful, it's just your shoulders drop to where they belong. You feel so good in your heart and your spirit, and everything in life feels light, right? It feels so much lighter than that feeling of the heavy, not enough kind of a thing. So gratitude is a natural healer, really, from producing the serotonin and the dopamine, which your body basically has everything that it needs to heal itself as long as you support it in the right way. Again, mentally and physically, with the thoughts that we're thinking, the words that we're speaking, the actions that we're taking. regarding anything, food, mindset, all of this stuff is how we support our body for it to heal itself. And let's be grateful that it can do that. That's an amazing thing. And I had cancer in 1991, and when the doctors told me I'd die, I healed. And I went on to have 3 kids that they swore would never happen. And I have so many other examples, but I'm grateful for all of it. I'm grateful for all the experiences and, learning back then in 1991, all of what I'm teaching and preaching and sharing with you here today. Yeah, I did it. I didn't just study it. I didn't just learn about it in a book. I literally lived it. I did the transformation on myself at multiple times in health, in relationships, in financials, spiritually, in every way you can think of. I've done it with myself in the most amazing ways. The doctors actually called me the miracle maker, and that's how I got the nickname. And that's why I share it with you, because it's just an amazing feeling when you understand all of this. Practicing gratitude trains your brain to look for opportunities. All right. This is all under gratitude rewires the brain, the second talking point. Practicing gratitude trains your brain to look for opportunities. So if you're not in gratitude and you pinched off from the opportunities, why? Why do you think that is? It's because we're focused and ruminating on, damn, I don't have this, and damn, I don't have that, and I can't believe that this happened, and I'm so upset with this person, and it's all low vibe, gossiping and judging and not being grateful for anything. People go a whole lifetime like that. It's called suffering, and you don't have to go there. And if you're there, you don't have to stay there, right? You want to just keep walking through that. You don't want to stop and put your head between your knees, and continue to ruminate over what's wrong. You want to say to yourself, what's the solution here? How can I say this differently? You want to be solution oriented as opposed to staying in fear, right? And then be grateful for knowing that you can go into solution as opposed to worry or fear, and be grateful for the opportunities as they show up. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much for when I was giving gratitude during the divorce. I went through a divorce like 10 years ago. And at the time, I stopped everything. I couldn't work. I was so devastated, right? I went through a whole bunch of shock and all that other kind of fun stuff. So when I started to come back up, it was like 2 years later, and I'm like, "All right, I gotta get my business back up again." I had already written a couple of books, 3 of them. I did Blog Talk Radio, Onward Network with Erin Lay on Blog Talk Radio back from 2010 to 2013. I had all this experience, but I stopped everything just to go within and get the clarity. I was in so much chaos, and I knew I had to do the personal development work on myself in order to serve others in a much better way for myself and my kids. So when I would see change, because I was in fear, lack, and scarcity, I'd wake up in the morning like, and fall asleep at night like, oh God, in worry. And then I was like, one day I woke up and I'm like, oh my God, Erin, you can't keep doing this. You have to do what you learned in 1991 and what you've been teaching ever since. And I started meditating within the first 17 seconds of waking up on gratitude, well-being, abundance, but it all started with gratitude. I had a gratitude journal. First thing in the morning, I'd write down, what I was grateful for. At night before going to bed, I'd write down what I was grateful for. So my focus as I was transforming from the chaos to the clarity, from the fear, lack, and scarcity to the abundance, as I was transforming into that, it was all gratitude. It was gratitude. That was the driving force behind all of that transformation. So when I would see even change like coins, a nickel, a dime, anything on the stairs going up to the bedrooms on the second floor, I would pick it up and say, thank you, God, I'm 5 cents richer than I was a second ago. Thank you, God, I'm 10 cents richer than I was a second ago. And I meant it, like I felt it. I emotionalized that thought, those words with my heart. I emotionalized it. And I truly meant it. It was authentic. I was so grateful for the sign that, okay, I'm grateful just for 5 cents. Talking point number 3, how to practice gratitude for abundance. Start each day naming 3 specific things you're grateful for. Okay. It could be you're grateful for the roof over your head. It could be that you're grateful somebody called and said, I love you today. It could be that you're grateful that you got good news from the doctor. It could be grateful. You could be grateful for anything. It could be that you just won a fabulous trip. You could be grateful for little things. You could be grateful for the big things, gratitude as if it already happened. So your future gratitude, what you would like to happen, you want to write that down as if it's already done, right? Like Bob Proctor was huge in writing in saying to write, I am so happy and grateful now that, and whatever it is that you'd like to achieve. I am so happy and grateful now that whatever that North Star is for you, whatever that vision is for you, your goals that you want to achieve, whatever that looks like for you, write that down and then share gratitude out loud. Tell people what you appreciate. Don't just hold it in. Don't just think about it. Share it with other people. Raise other people's vibration. Raise their energy. Let their energy expand as opposed to staying contracted like a fist and tight inside their chest and worry and in fear. Share your gratitude with them. They'll start to think about things that they're grateful for. Okay. So I shared with you, the story about the divorce and the change on the steps and stuff like that. It really does, when you're grateful for what's there, for what you have right now. You might want a gazillion dollars in your bank account, but until you get grateful for what's there, even if you think it's a little bit, once you're grateful for the little bit that's there, you will allow the floodgates to open and more to come. And that's what happened with me when I started to become grateful for the slightest little thing. And I meant it when I held up a nickel and I was like, thank you, God, I'm 5 cents richer than I was a second ago. I meant it. So, because again, I saw it as signs, and I was reinforcing what I truly believe, that in order for more to come, I need to be grateful for what I have right now. Truly grateful. Okay. Oh, God. And one of my clients, Debbie. So one of my clients, she bought the course, the Life on Track course, and she was a month into it. And she had all these goals that she wanted to achieve, and she wasn't sure if she could make it happen or when it was going to happen. It seemed so far out into the distance. If it was even going to manifest, she wanted to start this business with her husband, and they'd have to relocate. And it was a whole thing, right? Because she got grateful, the biggest thing, it's the biggest takeaway for today, gratitude, right? Because she became grateful for where she was, the job that she knew where she wanted to go. Okay. She knew that she had a plan. And the job of the subconscious mind is to bridge the gap from where you are to where you want to go, right? To where you want to be. And she started to do the I'm so happy and grateful now that. So she took the future goals, made them present in her imagination, the breeding ground for everything, was so grateful for it as if it already happened. And within a month, it happened. She sent me an email. She had to change the date that we were speaking because she was relocating and they had just bought a business. And I'm super proud of her and I'm so happy for them. And this is how it works. And she was only a month into the course. This is how it works. It's just so, and she was spending years trying to get to where she wanted to go and to get a plan or have an idea. But she also believes and understands that this is all a process. So she has faith in herself, she trusts God, and she trusts the process. And she's doing amazing. All right, so episode for this week. And if you like it, hit subscribe. That would be amazing. And stay tuned again for next week. We'll have more information, insight on how all of this can grow your life personally and professionally. And if you'd like, you can go to the lifeontrackcourse.com. Check that out, where we go actually much deeper into creating the life that you want. And you have me there holding you accountable every step of the way. All right. So have a great day. Have a magnificent day. And always remember to live onward and upward.